And that's not trying to, like be cocky on. No, it's just you have high expectations for yourself. Okay? Nothing wrong with having high expectations for yourself. Nothing wrong at all. So, like I said, how does self-work? Build your legacy. If you want to be a lawyer, you want to start your own business, you want to CEO, that's another thing, okay? A lot of us talk about minorities about playing sports, and that's great. Nothing wrong with playing sports. But I rarely hear people talk about being an owner of a sports team. I rarely hear that. I rarely hear somebody, I want to own my own NFL team. I want to be the CEO of my own company, not working for them. I want to be the CEO of my company. I want to own, not playing basketball for the Bulls. I want to be in the executive office of the Bulls, Chicago Bulls. And that's the thing. We have to think, as a people, as minorities and people in general, we have to start thinking above and beyond the average, above and beyond the norm. Okay? Be the owners, be the head coach, be the executive staff. Don't just do the labor. We're more than labor. Okay? We're more than athletes. We're businessmen. We're businesswomen. We're lawyers. We're doctors. We're not just people that deal for sports. So get that out of your head if you think that. We're not just deal for sports. We can do anything anybody else can do. Okay? So think above and beyond the norm. Be that owner. Be that head coach. Be that CEO. Be an executive. Be on the executive board of these Fortune 500 companies. Why can't you? Why can't you? Because somebody said you can't? Because somebody said black people don't do that? Or minorities don't not those positions? No, don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. That's that negativity. Hold on to positive energy. The person around you is not positive. It's time to do some cleaning. Some friends cleaning. That's what it's time to do. If you have a friend that you call your friend and they're not ever pushing you, they're not ever saying positive things to you, they're not helping you reach your goals, that's not your friend, my friend. That's not your friend. So think about your environment. Think about your environment. Don't let your external environment, your internal mentality. Okay? I'll repeat that again. Don't let your external environment become your internal mentality. And why that I'm saying, don't let the things going around you, or people say about you, don't let that just get stuck in your head. Don't let that get stuck in your head. Have your own mind. They say you can't be something, but you show them. And that was my motivation when I was younger. People say, I want to be something. I'm like, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. Because you or anybody else can't. You don't have control of my future. You don't. Only you as an individual can control your future. Nobody else. So run your own race. Don't let people knock you off a straight narrow path. You do anything you put your mind to. Okay? So build your legacy. Be that entrepreneur. Keep pushing forward. Be those lawyers, CEOs, head coaches, owners, whatever you want to do. Black males, you can do it. Y'all say that. Black males, we can do it. Can I hear that? Black males, we can do it. One more time. Black males, we can do it. Black males, we can do it. Exactly. Okay, so how many of y'all Twitter and Facebook all that stuff? Twitter? Okay, but I like to hear feedback. Speak Hope on Facebook. Find on Facebook, Speak Hope. On Twitter, Speak Hope _. Alright? Yeah, great. Speak Hope _ on Twitter. And then tweet me, let me know things you like, you didn't like. The website is charlespalexander.com. Alright? Website charlespalexander.com. Now use this feedback to help me to better what I'm doing. Show me what you like. Show me things that you think should have been differently. I hope it's positive, but constructive criticism is good too. But too, let me know. Let me know what you enjoy about. Let me know what stood out about what I'm saying to you. And most important, let me know if it motivates you. Are y'all feel a little more motivated? Yeah. Y'all, honestly, y'all feel a little more motivated than y'all was y'all walked in, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I like to hear. Alright, before I stop, I want you to ask me a few questions. I always like to ask some questions. Alright, so if you got any questions you want to ask me, is this good? Question and answer portion. So if you got anything you want to ask me, it's just anything. I want somebody, come on, ask me some question. Set up.
I just want to know what was the turning point for you? Like, when did you decide to not become a product of your environment and take your your own dreams and goals into your own hand and really go get it. What was that event like for you?
Well, actually, what did it was my uncle. But it because I was in the wrong path, in gangs. Like I got kicked out of middle school. So I was, all I knew was what I seen in my environment. And that's what I thought was cool. That's what I was doing. I didn't have direction. My father wasn't there. My mother wasn't around. So all I had was, I'm following people in my environment. My grandmother couldn't control me. Just to be honest, my grandmother couldn't control what I was doing. And I know many of us maybe live with somebody that's not your mother or father. So that's the turning point was my uncle, honestly. When he came into my life and he showed me that, there's things I can do and, he taught me responsibility. He showed me that you have a future. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's honestly, that's what my life went for a turn.
What was the hardest part about making that turn in your life?
Wow. The hardest part was the discipline. That was the hardest part. The hardest part was actually, listening and doing, because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. My uncle, I don't say he was strict, he was a disciplinarian. He made sure I did what I needed to do. So the hardest part was listening and getting disciplined. But I got used to it. And once, it was cool. Once I got used to it, everything was good after that. I was like a different person, actually.
What do you consider your greatest success thus far?
My greatest success. Wow. I don't know if I reached my greatest success yet. I'm still a work in progress, honestly. Graduating from college was good. Turning my life around, that was good as well. But I don't know what my greatest success is. Maybe it's this organization. Honestly, that's my greatest success. Great success is starting to Speak Hope organization. Because I refuse to just get any job. I say, you know what? I'm going to start this organization. This is what I'm going to do. And if it works out, hopefully it works out in the long run. But if it don't, I'm going to continue to do it. So that's my greatest success, start this organization.
You were talking about legacy earlier. What's your legacy?
What's my legacy? Well, when I was talking about legacy, I was also talking about, what the organizations on campus and get involved in high school and get involved in, university. So I think I left a little bit of legacy at my college. I hope I did. I started an organization called Black Male Roundtable. It's still going around. So it's still going on. So that was a legacy I guess I started there. And like I said, now we Speak Hope. So I'm still continuing to build the legacy. I'm not the pinnacle. I'm a work in progress. I just started. And I just got done with graduate school in May. So I'm still a work in progress. And we're proud.
Do you feel if you have your parents around, your future will still be the same?
Nope. My future, the reason I say that is because my parents they weren't fit to be parents. So I think even when I stayed with them, I wouldn't have discipline, I wouldn't know about responsibility, I wouldn't know a lot of things I know now from staying with my uncle. So I think it would have been great if my parents were on a consistent basis, but I don't think I'll be the person I am today. I don't.
What kind of support system did you have besides your uncle change your life around?
Uncle and aunt. Bro, it was my uncle and aunt, and my two sisters didn't even stay with me. My two sisters, one was still my other grandmother, and the other one was still my cousin. So they didn't stay with me. So, yeah, I talk to them.
When you found your way, when your uncle found your way, did you have a plan of some sort to get where you are right now?
No, I did. I did because I was in like 7th, 8th grade, at that time. So I didn't have any plan. I know I had to go to college. That's one thing I knew. I had to go to high school, I had to go to college. And really, once I came to high school, I went to Kenwood Academy. Y'all know that said, right? Kenwood Park. I went to Kenwood Academy. So it was a pretty good school when I was there, and that kind of helped me to get to college, and it kind of prepped me a little bit to reach for success.
Being that you had so much extra time when you were younger, what extracurricular activity did you do outside of your school that made you
where you are today?
You saying high school or college?
Either one.
Okay, well, in college, I was in a few organizations, our fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And once I got a fraternity, that actually really helped. People say a lot of negative things about the Greek life, but I think there's extremely amount of positive things about it as well. Because one thing they taught me was time management. That's something I didn't know about that. They taught me time management, and they taught me how to be a leader. Because I became a vice president, and I became a president of a chapter at SIU. So it taught me to be a leader, it taught me time management. So joining the Greek organization, different other organizations on campus helped me. But I think the most important that helped the transition to be a leader was joining the fraternity. That really helped.
You think if it wasn't for you joining that fraternity that you would be where you are now?
I don't know. I really don't. 'Cause if I didn't join the fraternity, I'm sure I would still been in some other organizations, but I don't know. It's a good question. Guess I know. You want? That's it. Thank you all.